That Soviet nuclear accident in the Ukraine created fallout today in Chicago.
Nuclear power plant accident inside the Soviet Union.
Increase in radiation levels around the plant up to 3 times natural radiation levels. They assume they got a leak.
Chernobyl accident is almost half a world away. Residents throughout the Northland are worried about the possible health effects from fallout, worried about the safety of our own nuclear reactors, and worried about the possible economic consequences of the accident.
Hello everyone, my name is Abdullah Ghamdi, and today my colleagues and I are going to present a film. Chernobyl accident occurred during a mock testing cycle, which shows that during testing it is important to have a backup safety plan. In the case of Chernobyl accident, it was seen that not able to react and retain made the disaster widespread. Working at a nuclear power plant is very hazardous to the health of the workers. Most of the plants implement strict rules of safety mainly because it's mandatory. Sadly, in the case of Chernobyl accident, it was very seen that the people employed for the keep of the disaster were not properly protected by safety procedures, precautions, and equipment. This is a major issue that is faced in some current companies. There are a lot of employees who fail to follow the safety procedures and the precautions, either because they are not provided with it or because of the lack of the knowledge about the danger of exposure to toxic material. As an engineer, what can be found and learned from Chernobyl accident is that most of the times we do not realize the impact of the material that we are exposed to on our health, and hence it is very important to be educated of this. Engineers must know how various toxic substances enter the body, their health implications, and the safety precautions to be taken in order to protect oneself.
Irresponsibility in most of the cases is the major cause of nuclear accidents. The same was the case in Chernobyl accident. The power was shut down on purpose to perform a mock test, and the worst part is that the safety systems were shut down too. This soon got out of hand when the reactors acted differently from what was expected from the test. As engineers, it is very important to analyze a situation very well and to know the various possible outcomes that can occur. Shutting down all the safety systems was a very big mistake, as in case of any emergency there will be no backup safety plan. That is what exactly happened, leading to the disaster. This shows that poor engineer practices not only puts the lives and property of the workers and the plant itself, but has a huge impact on the people living around the area and also the environment. Working as engineers, it is the responsibility of each engineer to realize that he or she is not only responsible for his teams and his life, but also the lives of the people living around the factory or the plant.
Chernobyl disaster is very devastating nuclear disaster, and it is considered as one of the most catastrophic disasters. Chernobyl disaster killed several people, but the worst part of the disaster is that since it is nuclear disaster, it has serious long-term impact, like the thyroid cancer. One of the key things that can be learned from the study of the disaster is to follow the safety engineering techniques of working in nuclear power plant. Often engineering tend to follow instructions blindly from their superiors without questioning them, even if they say possible danger, and many times that can help in avoiding serious accident. It was seen in the case Chernobyl. It was seen in the case Chernobyl disaster that all the safety systems were shut down, which was a huge red flag beginning responsible engineering. It is important to reflect on what can possibly go wrong and have some kind of safety measures to prevent the accident. Finally, it can be seen that as engineers, it's the responsibility of engineering not only to look into the safety of themselves and those that work with them, but also of the people that live around the plant. It is very important to have an in-depth knowledge of the hazards associated with elements that one is working with and follow the correct safety rules while handling them or working with them.